Okay, let's have a look at challenge 7b. So this is explaining that we're going to need to use talismans to help us command more creatures because, if I'm remembering this correctly, we don't have a ton of creatures to begin with. We also have subversion, which is another way of getting more creatures. The enemy wizard here is miles away, so no direct threat, but is going to move across to get all of these talismans, all of these mana sprites rather, very quickly. And it has the Pride of Lions mega spell, so it's going to be able to pump these out with horrifying regularity. It also has the the Trees 12 spell, so that's bad news if it can manage to make it happen. So, because I have a neutral staff, there's a reasonable chance that I've got teleport, so I'm going to get rid of my vines because I don't really feel like they're going to be that much use. And okay, I think I'll cast Wings. That's a good sub for teleport, which we can't get this turn. Because it lets me move forwards further than I would normally be able to. The talismans that the objective briefing was talking about, probably it's mainly talking about this one, which means that I can get the spell of the next real entity killed or destroyed. So if I kill an enemy elf, then I'll get the elf spell added to my hand, if the elf's real. We've also got stuff that can boost my own magic power, which will make everyone more resistant to magic attacks. This boosts all my creatures' magic power, attack and agility. And this is a mana bind, which means every time I kill something, the amount of mana I can get from this talisman, which is a single activation, will increase. I've also got Bound Bolt and Subversion, so they're guaranteed to be in my spell deck. And perhaps in my hand, depending on what I draw from my spell deck in my first turn. So because we're playing an AI, it gets to activate any of its active talismans for free, and to grab that mana sprite. Okay, and there's the elf I was talking about killing in order to gain its spell. So, what I want to do here is to be as aggressive as I can to try and prevent the AI from advancing onto all of these sprites. So, if I move to here, yeah, that will mean in my next turn, if the AI moved onto here, I could move forward too and bolt them, and the AI is generally not keen on that. So my only problem is that the elf is going to be able to shoot down towards me, but I can cover that by hiding behind a goblin. So let's do that. I'm going to cast a real one. I don't want the AI disbelieving it, and then the elf shooting me. There's the teleport that I was fishing for in the first turn. That is a strange spell for the AI to cast in that position. I guess it just didn't have any other useful spells. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move my goblin to here, where it can tie up the elf. I'm not going to immediately try and kill the elf, I'm going to try and subvert it instead. It has a 54% chance of converting the elf over to my side. If it's real, if it's a fake, then it'll just go pop. Excellent, it worked. So the AI is already in terrible trouble. And this is mainly because I've rushed forward as quickly as I can to try and deny these sprites. So the elf is blobbed, but we can sort that out between the two of us. So that was an almost prescient blob by the AI there. Maybe it wasn't as foolish as it looked. Move the elf forwards, take a shot, and okay, well we can afford an elephant, but it's not really very manoeuvrable. I'd be tempted to teleport onto one of these sprites, but the AI doesn't have a huge amount of magic power. That's fairly tempting. I think what the tutorial was hoping I would do would be to to gradually get sprites and be able to use mass subversion, but that's an awkward spell to use at best, so I think playing aggressively is the best way to win this. Let's instead cast... Yeah, let's get rid of my Vine. Not really feeling that. I don't think we're going to need another subversion. And we're going to cast a giant. And there's some chance the giant is going to get blobbed, but we'll just dig it out again if it does. And this is going to end the game for us. Probably the next turn, unless the AI can pull out a mount or something really spectacular. Yeah, so it's in tremendous trouble. So the elf takes a shot. The giant is going to throw its rock. And we've already won. So again, to beat this nominally tough challenge, just play really aggressively. You can't really go wrong.